There's always room for quality at the top. And it's funny how we talk ourselves down from the big ideas.
Building a business and a team, I want your advice on that, like scaling a business. Hey everybody, it's Corrado Arangio, and I'm super pumped and excited to be here with Evan Carmichael.
Yeah, man.
Your story and everything that you do is really inspired me.
Cool.
I've read you're on a mission to help 1 billion entrepreneurs.
Yep.
And I think you can make that happen.
Let's hope. Let's get there.
Yeah. So I found you on YouTube about 3-4 years ago. I remember I was watching a video on Steve Jobs.
Okay.
And I was going through your channel and I saw a video that you made on your story.
Okay.
And that video really inspired me. And you made this video for a YouTube subscriber at the time.
Okay.
And you talked about how you became an entrepreneur and how you found your passion to help other entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I remember I had goosebumps when I watched the video.
Wow. Okay,
yeah.
great.
Yeah, because you know what? We
That's
share a
cool
lot of
video.
similarities.
Okay.
Right? I like helping people as well. And yeah, it'd be awesome if you could share your story.
My story, I think your purpose comes from your pain. I think whatever you struggled with the most growing up is the thing that then you want to help other people with for life.
Exactly.
So I struggled so much as an entrepreneur.
I agree with
in my
that.
first business, I was 19, was making no money, felt worthless as a human, putting in all this work and it's just not paying off. And I told my business partner that I quit. It was the worst day of my life. And I dedicate myself to try to help other entrepreneurs not feel that isolated, alone, hopeless. So for the past 20 years, is what I've been doing.
Yeah, and did you lose a lot in business, or like did you lose money or anything like that in a particular business?
Not really. In the first business, I had no money, so there's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 19.
Yeah.
I had no investments or
Yes,
anything. I was,
yes.
you know, making $300 a month from the company, so I had
Yes.
nothing to invest in anything. I built up that business and sold it, and then had some money. But I've always operated from the place of I hate spending money till I'm making money.
Yes.
So for every new thing that I've launched, I've never put money in.
That's like old school mentality.
It's pretty old school. I think
Yeah.
it's because I struggled so much and had no money at the beginning.
Yes.
That I'll invest my heart, my hustle, my energy, my time,
Yeah.
everything, but I'm not putting money in until I'm making money from it.
And did you like listen to your like parents growing up? Like, did you get a lot of advice from them?
So my parents are not really entrepreneurial, so they
Yes.
didn't teach me entrepreneur stuff, but they taught me how to be a human. They taught me my values. They taught me
Yes.
how to live. So whenever it's an issue of ethics or you know big picture, what do I do next? I have as an example, I have my mom's voice in my ear who would always say, if you have the ability, you have the responsibility.
Exactly.
If you can, then you must.
Yes.
So it's not really a business principle, but it is. You know?
is,
So
yeah.
the greatest thing that they taught me were the ability to go off and do what I wanted to do.
Yes.
I mean, you being Italian, so my mom was born in Italy.
Okay.
And she, in that generation, and maybe even still a little bit now, you know, women have a certain role. And moving to Canada, it wasn't a role she really identified with.
Yes.
And so she was the rule breaker and the leader, and is very anti what a typical Italian woman of her era
Yes.
would do. And her parents were super strict, and so she didn't want to be super strict on us and be told what to do, right? So I have 2 sisters, I'm in the middle, and my parents not let us do whatever we want, but encourage us to follow our dreams, our
My parents
passions.
actually did exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all 3 of us kids all went off to do crazy different things
Yeah.
compared to what my parents did, and we always just felt love and support and being able to go off and do it.
Yeah. So my first business actually was a nightclub promoter.
Yeah.
I built a really big promotion company business, and my dad, I remember, used to tell me, get out of the business, do something else, get out of it, right? So I opened up a franchise called Extreme Pita.
Okay.
I actually lost $300,000 at a young age. I started the process of opening up the store when I was 18. And yeah, and it was the best lesson I've ever learned, actually. And they were there supporting me. But then after, when I lost all this money, he felt really bad. And part of me, like, I did it because my parents, you know, motivated me and told me, you got to get out of the business. So I kind of did it for them because I felt like I owed something to them, right? And after that, my dad pulled me aside. He was talking to me. He's like, listen, you know what? Get back into the club business and do what you love doing.
Okay.
Right? So it was a great learning experience.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so About your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
what made you want to start like a channel?
So when I started YouTube, it was April 2009.
Okay.
So it's over 10 years ago.
Yes.
YouTube was a different animal than
In
it is
2009.
now. 2009.
Yes.
Like content like this didn't exist on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was not an educational platform. It was not an inspiring platform.
Yes.
If you go back to 2009 videos, you're going to watch, cats coughing up hairballs and
Yeah.
Man falls down.
And it was a
ice.
lot shorter too. It was like
Super short,
yeah.
40-second videos, right? So I started my channel for two reasons. One, I'm a visual learner,
Yes.
and I wanted to see stories come to life. I love modeling success. I love learning from people who've had success, so I started telling people stories on YouTube. And as a result of selling my company, I got asked a whole bunch of questions. And it's super flattering when people want your opinion on something.
Yeah.
And I would spend 30, 40 minutes writing an email response, and I thought, you know what, I'll just make a video,
Yeah.
send them the link, and then they can use it, and maybe 100 other people will watch it.
Exactly.
It was never this ambition, because
Yeah.
this didn't exist. I'm
Yeah.
not that smart. I didn't predict, like, hey, in 10 years,
Yeah.
this is where we'll be,
Yeah.
right? So it's just, I'm a big idea to action guy. You get an idea, you go off and do it.
Yeah.
And what's the smallest, easiest possible way to just get started and take action?
Exactly, yeah. So for somebody that's starting up a channel, like what do you recommend? What's the first thing, like what should they do? Is it too late, or do you think there's still time to build a successful YouTube channel?
There's always room for quality at the top.
Yeah,
Is it too late to get into real estate investing? Like
No.
there's always, but how long has that been around? So why is it not too late for that, but it's too late for YouTube?
that's a really good point.
Right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
always room for quality,
Yeah.
right? Is it too late for Tesla to be a car company? Like, if you're good, there's always room for you,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So
it's really good advice.
So it's what are you going to be good at,
Yeah.
right? I think everybody has Michael Jordan level talent. So what is the thing that you have Michael Jordan level talent at, and then sharing it? I think the biggest mistake that people make when they're getting on YouTube is they focus on the wrong skill set.
Yes.
So someone like you coming in, you're an expert in real estate. You can teach me a lot about real estate.
Yes.
You have knowledge, wisdom that can really help people not make stupid decisions, right?
Yes.
And take care of themselves. A lot of guys like you, when they're starting off, would spend 20 minutes recording the video and then 4 to 5 hours editing the video.
Yes.
You're training the wrong skill. You don't want to be an editor,
Yeah.
but you're going to spend 4 to 5 hours personally editing the video. Now,
Exactly.
you've got a team, you've got people already.
Yeah.
You're doing it in a smarter way.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of people do when they're starting YouTube.
Yes.
And so they never get good enough because they're spending maybe max once a week actually recording.
Yeah.
And so they never get good at making videos. They never build up enough momentum. If you're doing anything once a week, you're never going to become world class at it.
Exactly.
So people spend too much time on the wrong skill.
And how can somebody learn how to like figure out the right way to do it? Like, is there a place you recommend or something? Like, I don't know, like
Practice.
practice?
Like,
Yeah.
Yes, there's places to learn.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But it starts with you practicing.
Putting out content.
Practice. Like if you want to be a basketball player,
Yeah.
yes, you can go to camps. And yes, you can go and watch videos. But you have to get onto the court and just
Yes.
start shooting, right? So if you're a thought leader, if
Yeah.
you have ideas, if that's what people are going to sign up to watch your videos for, then I want you taking out your phone and learn to record a 10-minute video that doesn't need editing.
Yes.
That's actually a skill set that is worth learning.
Yeah.
That may take you 4 hours just to get a 10-minute video where you didn't make mistakes in
Exactly.
between.
Yeah.
But that's a skill set that you take with you for life. Because YouTube may not be around in 5 years or 10 years or however long, but your ability to be able to give a 10-minute message
Yes.
without making mistakes all over the place
Yeah.
will serve you for life.
Exactly. And there'll be other platforms as well, right? So
But or if you're a thought leader, your ability to take a message down to 15 seconds for an Instagram story, to a 1-minute Instagram video, to a 5-minute YouTube video or 10-minute YouTube video, to a 20-minute interview, to a 40-minute keynote, to a 3-day workshop,
yeah.
retreat.
Yeah.
You have to be able to take your message and deliver it everywhere in between. So learning to be a good communicator will serve you for life regardless of what platform is out there.
Yes.
People are just training the wrong skill. Now, an editor needs to be great at editing, of
course,
right?
yeah.
Your guy here, my guy Danny.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
his editing reel looks like garbage,
Yeah.
you're not going to hire him.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
you're going to him for a different reason than why I would come to you.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, if it's a real estate audience, the biggest thing they're coming to you for is your ideas, your
Yeah.
mindset, the way you think, the knowledge that you've worked hard to accumulate.
Yeah.
That's what I need you to share.
See, what I normally put out with like real estate content is I actually don't like talking about properties and like listings I have or a lot of the projects that I work on. I just put out advice to help people if they want to invest or whatever it is. Like I'm not out saying buy this property.
Sure.
Right? I'm just giving advice, like how to get a mortgage, ways of closing on a property, what to look for.
Yeah.
Right? That's important. Right?
So here's the thing.
And I don't care if I close, like if they actually go through me, I don't. Like they can be going through another agent, I'm just giving them advice, and I feel happy that I'm doing that for someone, right?
You see the world differently than others, especially in the world of real estate.
Yeah.
When you walk into a home and they're doing an open
Yeah.
house, you're already like,
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
dissected the whole place.
Yes. Yeah.
Where someone like me walking in is like, oh,
Yeah.
right? So even taking me on a tour of a house and not trying to sell it, but
Yes.
using your eyes to say,
Yeah.
here's what I see that's different, is value,
Yeah.
is educational.
Yeah, and what I'm selling is floor plans, like contracts. Like you can't physically actually go into the unit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's even harder. But yeah, explaining it's not for a lot of people.
Right, but so you specialize in
Pre-construction, yeah.
pre-construction
Yeah.
and selling, right? How many mistakes do people make when they're buying a home in pre-construction?
Tons.
Right?
Tons.
That's what you walk people through.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you could look at a floor plan
Yes.
and say, this builder is
Yeah.
cutting corners.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
Right?
connecting them with the right people, like the lawyer, a mortgage broker, the
So
right
all
people
of that
that's
entire
not going to
process.
scam them, right? Yeah.
Because if I look at a floor plan, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Here's where the living room is,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you know, the living room is too close to the bathroom or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you've seen it a million times.
Yeah,
that's educational.
And there's certain things that even a lawyer won't catch, like the ceiling heights.
Yeah.
Like sometimes in the contract it'll say eight and a half feet, but like people want like 9 feet, right? So yeah, they're just the little things, right? The dance studio. What made you want to open up a dance studio?
So I didn't open this business.
This is not yours?
I own it,
Okay.
but I didn't
Yeah,
start it.
okay.
So it's, I was into dancing in university.
Okay.
Ballroom. I did it with the girlfriend that I had at the time.
Yeah.
But then she didn't like it.
Yeah.
So we stopped.
Okay.
Because ballroom is a couple's, you
Yes,
don't just
yes,
show up
yes.
by yourself typically,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so after we broke up, I thought, I'm going to go dancing.
Yes.
But ballroom was hard because often you need a partner.
Yes.
So I found salsa.
Yeah.
Just
I
random.
love salsa music and bachata. I love it.
Salsa, bachata, merengue,
Yeah.
all of it. The salsa community is very different where
Yes.
most people come without a partner.
But I can't dance.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could show you. Came to the right spot. This is the place.
Yeah.
If you can walk, we could teach you how to dance.
Yeah.
Dance merengue, salsa, bachata.
I was a good soccer freestyler.
You'd be fine.
Yeah.
And actually, that creativity would lend itself very well.
Yeah.
Once you got the basics,
Yeah.
you would probably inject a lot of creativity that people haven't seen before
Yes.
into the music. So I took a salsa class. I just really enjoyed it. And on paper, I mean, I'm tall. I take big steps.
Yeah.
I'm not Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah,
I didn't understand
yeah.
Spanish. Like all these things were against me. I just loved it. And so then I connected with this school, became an investor in the business. Then the owner, the founder, wanted to move on and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I took over the business from her.
Yeah.
And then hired my own team to run it.
That's awesome.
So I own it, but I didn't start it. I actually didn't want. This is not a typical business for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like scale. I want to help 1 billion entrepreneurs,
Yes,
right?
yes.
This is a very local business.
Yeah, but it helps. Like it's good to get into other things too. And that with real estate too, I'm building a business where like I want to be able to do different stuff. Because the thing with me is I do get tired of doing the same things over and over. Like I like doing different things, right?
I didn't want to see the business die.
Yeah.
I met my wife through
Yeah.
this company. A lot of people made it's important to the community.
Yeah,
the connections that have been made.
Yeah.
So I had to find a way to keep the company going,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't a business that I would normally want to run.
The reason why I asked you this question is because I started a Latin night.
Okay.
And I remember a club owner approached me and he's like, Corrado, you have to help me on this Wednesday night. It was live to air for like many years on Z103.5. And it was a way back night. I don't remember if you've been to any of those events in Toronto.
No.
Okay, so he's like, what should we do? So then as a nightclub promoter, I'm like, I think we should do a Latin night. But he's like, you're not even like Spanish. Like you know nothing about like the Latin community. I'm like, it's gonna work, trust me. So we did it and it was successful. And we branded the night, because I love branding, that's my passion, is marketing. Yeah, we did very well. Yeah.
I think even the original owner, the founder, wasn't Spanish either, and it's actually been a big benefit, big boost, because she learned and she created the curriculum, but she learned as an adult.
Yes.
So a lot of people who have it in their blood actually are very bad at being able to teach it because they can't explain the body moves and they can't explain the turn patterns. They'll explain it just through the music, like, bah, do that, bah, go. But then for somebody who's trying to understand it as an adult, they can't get it. And so this school is the largest one in Canada. It's bigger than all the other schools in the city combined.
And I think I called you guys, and I spoke to someone, and I asked if you guys can bring your students to the event from like 9 to 10, where we teach lessons and stuff like that. And then after, we'd have a big following of people from the beginning of the night. So then they'd kind of lead into the night where people would come in. Because at clubs, a lot of times people would walk in, and it was dead, and they would leave. So our thing was to actually build a nice base so people would stay.
Great.
And it worked really, really well. I'm not sure if your students came, but I don't know, but it was successful. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
It was great. So building a business and a team, I want your advice on that, like scaling a business. And because I'm in the process of building my team, right? And I want some advice, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you struggling with?
Basically, like finding the right people. Because with real estate, what's happening is a lot of people, it's the biggest financial investment that people are making, right, in their life. So, you know, a lot of times they want to work with myself, but I want to build a bigger team, right? Do you have any advice on that?
So, but what's the struggle that you're finding? You need agents under you? You need
Yes.
admin team?
Yes. Getting agents is not hard, right? It's basically getting the agents to perform and people wanting to work with those agents. Right?
Getting
the
customers for the
the
agents?
trust. Yeah.
So you have to figure out what your model is. So it starts with, what do you value that other agents don't?
What do I value? For me, it's not the money. Like, I don't care about the money. I really don't. Like,
So what do you value that other agents don't?
it's just I want the client to be happy, and want to always basically come to me instead of another agent. That's where I want to diversify myself from anyone else.
What's your most important core value?
My most important core value is honesty, like just being honest. Yeah.
Great. So so you're the honest real estate agent.
Yeah.
And that's what you lead with.
Yes.
So when you're looking at creating your brand, your website, if you're doing a job posting, honesty is always at the top.
Yeah.
A lot of people will look at that and say, this is the stupidest job ad I've ever seen in my life. Awesome. Don't come work with me.
Yeah.
You only want people who are really honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then if you're leading with that, other people will say that, why would they go work under you instead of somebody else? Because they share the same values as you do.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, well, there's a lot of scam artists, a lot of dishonesty in the real estate game.
Yeah.
I want to work with Corrado because he's the honest guy.
Yeah.
And so you stand out in a good way and a bad way, right? The people who don't like you, who don't like that, think that's stupid. Great, they won't work with you. Awesome.
Yeah.
But it attracts like a magnet the people who love it.
Yes.
And they'll pick you over anybody else.
Yeah.
So now you're attracting people who believe the same thing you believe. But you have to put that message out there.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be on your website. It's got to be in your social media. It's got to be in every conversation that you have, the importance of honesty.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then now once you're in the system, you have to teach them how can you make money as an honest real estate agent? What's the process?
Yeah.
You have to mentor them. You have to guide them. You have to help them. What did you do that helped you get sales? How do you work with customers and clients? How do you stay in touch with people? Right? A lot of people bring on people under them and then just expect them to do their thing.
Exactly.
They're going to fail.
Yeah.
They need guidance. They need mentorship. Why would somebody work under you? Because they're going to make some money, but you're going to help them learn and get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's great advice.
You have to figure out what your process is to help people get clients, and then show them how to do it.
Yeah.
So even for me in making videos, I tasked Alex, who runs this business, to make some videos for the business, right?
Yeah.
So we said, what are the 5 most important questions, or the most consistent questions people always ask?
Yes.
Right? Do I need a partner to come to a dance class? Right? All these kinds of questions.
Yeah.
Great, make your video.
Yeah.
So then he's making a video, and he showed it to me. He's like, you got to do this again.
Yeah.
You got to redo it.
Yeah.
Here's why. There's no energy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? You're speaking way too quickly. You sound formal and corporate in a fun environment.
Yeah.
Right? And so telling him exactly how to go film it again.
Yes.
Right? And so that feedback makes him better at the skill. Or sitting on his classes and say, that was good, but tweak this next time. And you were too serious here, and you ran over time here, and that song was too fast.
Yeah.
That feedback makes him better.
Yes.
So same thing for you. You're an expert. You've been in this business. You're not just starting off in a real estate game.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
somebody who's coming to you, who's wet behind the ears and just getting started, they can learn from you.
Yeah.
So you have to care about their growth.
And not be afraid also to fire as well, like if I have to, because like to find that right person is not easy, right? You know what I mean? Like it's going to be tough to find.
Yes, but again, the biggest problem is in the recruitment process.
Yes.
Most job ads, most recruitment ads are the same. I can't tell the difference between you and somebody else.
Yeah.
Which is why I asked you, what do you value that's different than other agents?
Yes.
And if it's honesty,
yeah.
then you have to leave. You got to be the honest guy. It's got to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I need to know, Corrado, he's the honest guy.
Yeah.
And then that will bring in people who care about now, can they actually do the work? I don't know. Are they skilled, talented enough?
Exactly.
Are they going to work hard enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you're bringing people in on shared values, they're much more likely to stick versus everybody's just funneling them in and out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's hard to build a team.
No, it takes a long time, especially in real estate, to train somebody in teaching them the right stuff. Like it'll take minimum 6 months to even a year for them to understand all the important things, right? So there's just so much to know. So,
but if you want to build a good team, you have to invest back into your team.
Exactly.
I spend every Monday, the whole day with my team.
Yes.
With different people on my team.
Yeah.
And some people I meet every week.
Yeah.
Some people I meet once a month, and some people meet once a quarter. The
Yeah.
lowest is once a quarter.
Yeah.
The highest is once a week.
Do you take them for dinners and stuff like that? Like I do that all the time. It's just my I like having espressos and stuff. It's my way of talking to them and right.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just whatever you feel like doing.
You got to do your thing, right?
I mean,
however your style is, they have to feel like you care about them.
Yeah.
They have to feel like you're on their side and you're
Yeah.
trying to help them.
Exactly.
And that they're growing by being around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So making sure that you have a growth plan for them and you're pushing them beyond what they think they're capable of
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah. And my way of thinking is actually to make sure that they're happy. That's the main thing. Like if their goal is to make a certain amount of money, like I'd rather make less money and make sure that they're making their, what they want, they accomplish their goals, right?
Yeah, so I think you got to be the chief goal officer. What do they want?
Yeah.
And then try to help them get that. If you can. And maybe you're not the right guy. Maybe
Yeah.
the best you can do is say, hey, you know what? You should go work with Susan.
Exactly.
She's better for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't help you get to where you need to go.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
I may not be firing them. I may be pushing them to somebody who's better suited to help them.
Yes. Thanks for the advice. I really appreciate it.
Cool, man.
I want to talk about your word, believe.
Okay.
I love that word.
Yeah.
In Italian, it's credi.
Yeah.
Right? So how did you come up with that word? Like, why is that your favorite word and part of your branding?
So I wrote a book on it that
Yeah.
can help people go through the process a lot
Yes.
faster. It's
Yes.
called Your One Word.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't know that you should have a one word, right? I always stumbled through it.
Yeah.
It started as I was looking at my website and I was trying to come up with a new tagline for my website.
Okay.
I didn't like the tagline I had. I don't even remember what it was, but I didn't like what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was over 20 million entrepreneurs helped and counting or something like
Yeah.
that, like the McDonald's kind of tagline. So I went home and I started thinking about it, and then I realized this isn't just a tagline for my business. It should be a tagline for me that I bring to my business.
Yes.
It should be the same thing, not that I have one for my business and I'm this totally other. Like honesty should be who you are and how you show up at work.
Exactly.
Not that you're this at work and then you're somebody else here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, right? I mean, that was an epiphany for me at the time.
Yes.
Like, this should be a personal branding statement,
Yeah.
personal mission statement that I bring to my business. Okay, great. So now who am I? Not just who is the business, but who am I? And I started writing down a whole bunch of things. And Believe was actually on that first list. But when I looked at it, nothing, I don't know, it was just okay.
Yeah.
I was writing down anything that just came to mind. Who was Evan Carmichael?
Yeah.
And then I looked at it the next day, and I just Believe popped off the page for some reason.
Yes.
But I thought it was too simple. I thought it was
Yeah.
it's too big.
Yeah.
And it's funny how we talk ourselves down from the big ideas.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, who am I to be the Believe
yeah,
guy?
yeah.
It's not our friends or our family. It's often our own
Yeah.
voice to say, well, you can't do that. So I tried to add more to Believe, tried to make it a sentence. And no matter what I added to it, I couldn't make it stick. Nothing felt right.
Yeah.
So I came back the next day, slept on it again, and I just Believe popped off. And you know what? I'm going to do this crazy thing and just try with Believe.
Yeah.
And I love testing things. So
Yes.
I didn't just rebrand my whole business
Yeah,
around Believe.
yeah.
I just started one simple test. So I was like, what's the easiest way for me to test this? Because changing a website's expensive. I had 100,000 pages of content.
yeah.
It's not just an easy
It's not practical.
redesign.
Yeah.
So I thought, I have an email newsletter list. I'm just gonna send an email out about Believe and what that means to me.
Yeah.
And it became the best response on any email that I sent
So
out.
did you ask people for like advice or?
No,
No?
because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't, if honesty means
Yes.
so much to you.
To me, yeah.
And yes, it means a lot to me, but it
Exactly,
means
yeah.
more to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you can't ask, like, what do you think about
do you think about
I would
this?
say go
Yeah.
with believe.
Yeah.
But it's not the right advice.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
personal thing.
Got it. Yeah.
For questions like that, you need to spend more time with yourself, not
Yeah.
more time with other people.
Yeah.
Because they only have they have a version of you. Like even
Yeah.
your parents who know you a lot, they know a piece of you, but they don't know
Yeah.
all of you. So spending more time with yourself. So I sent the email out. It was my best viewed, most open, most shared newsletter.
When did you send this email out? Like approximately 2009?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. A while back.
Did I have my YouTube channel already? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe before. I don't remember. A long time ago.
Yeah.
I sold my business when I was 22.
Yeah.
I started my YouTube channel in 2009, so that put me at 29. So it's probably in that window somewhere,
Yeah.
in the 7 years somewhere. But it was the highest performance. Like, okay, there's something to this. Like people are responding to it.
Yeah.
And it's not that believe is the magic word. It's the magic word for me.
Exactly.
If you were to write an email newsletter about honesty, you would have a lot more
Yeah.
heart and soul
Yeah.
than around some other word, even though it's a good word. It's
Yeah.
just not the same thing because honesty is your thing. So then I made a video on
Yes.
believe. And at the time, my best video had 100,000 views. It took me a year to get that video to 100,000. I was so excited, 6 figures.
Wow,
It's
yeah.
great. So I made a video on believe, and I showed it to some people who were in the industry.
Yeah.
And they said, I don't like it. It's too long, 6 minutes. And at the time, a 6-minute video was
Yeah,
a
it
long
was a long
video,
time,
right?
Yeah.
It's too long. No video should be that long. You shouldn't post it. And these are experts. Like they actually know, they've actually built channels. They know what they're doing. But I thought, you know what? I don't know. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So whatever. I'm going to post it. And that video got 100,000 views in a month.
Wow.
Where my best video took a year to get my best video. I already had
Yeah.
lots of videos.
Yeah.
And so, and now that video is at, I don't know, 2 million or something. So it showed me that there's
Yeah.
something here. This is something that I need
Yeah.
to embrace more.
Yeah, because I saw your post. I think you posted like a week ago.
Okay.
Talking about your one word. What's your one word?
Okay, yeah.
And I thought of another word.
Okay.
I remember going to church with my mom when I was a kid, and the word victory came
Okay.
up in my head.
Okay.
Like, that was my word, and it inspired me, made me think of it. So now I've been thinking of that word every day.
Yeah.
And it gives me motivation, you know?
Yeah.
It gives me drive and, victory and honesty, but yeah.
Yeah. Even 2 is more clarity than most people
Yeah,
have
yeah, exactly.
in their life, right?
Yeah.
So if you're ever unhappy, it's because you have a lack of honesty and victory in your life.
Yeah.
Like if one of these guys are being dishonest, it's going to drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to sleep, you're not going to perform well because you have someone in your team who's is being dishonest.
Yeah.
It's just going to drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Where other people wouldn't drive them as nuts.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
what's your plan on helping 1 billion entrepreneurs?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah.
See, I think if you have a 10-year goal for yourself, you're thinking small.
Yeah.
If you think about who you were 10 years ago,
Yeah.
to think that guy would know what to do
Yeah.
right now.
10 years ago, I was playing soccer in Italy.
Like
Yeah,
that was your dream. I'm going to be.
That was my
I'm-
dream.
I'm going to be in the league.
Yeah.
I'm going to go play for AC Milan. Here I come.
Yeah. And back then, I remember when I was playing, I didn't even know this, but one of the reasons why I stopped is because I wanted to become an entrepreneur, like start companies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was my real passion, right? And I realized that a couple years ago.
So great. So knowing
Yeah.
that that's who you were 10 years ago, now play the same game. Who you are now, you
Yeah.
have no idea what you're capable of in 10 years.
Yeah.
No idea. So you could have a 10-year goal and hit it, but it's actually small, I think, compared to what you could be doing.
Yes.
Because people get too fixated on a goal and then they go after that goal, but really they should have played 10 times bigger because they pivoted to go do this thing,
Yes.
right? Like maybe you're just some soccer announcer because you couldn't make it in the
Exactly,
game,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
becomes your, and then you hate your life because you know that there's something
Yeah.
more, but you chase down the soccer goal. So I think you need to have a mission,
Yeah.
right? I want to help 1 billion entrepreneurs. I don't actually want to hit the goal.
Yeah.
It's having a goal so big that you never hit it.
Yes.
And so all that does is align me so that the work that I'm doing, I'm constantly putting against that goal to say, will this help me get closer?
Yeah.
So it's the reason why I don't really do one-on-one coaching, because it's one-to-one. It's okay, but I want to hit 1 billion.
Masses. Yeah.
So that leads me to things like YouTube videos, like book deals, like speaking opportunities, right? Where I can get my message out in a much more broad way.
Yeah.
Ted Turner, you know Ted Turner?
Yes.
So his father was a successful entrepreneur, became a millionaire, and then killed himself.
Yeah.
Because he hit his goal.
Wow.
Hitting your goal sucks.
Yeah.
And so he said, I'm going to create a goal so big that I never hit it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I was talking about AC Milan is when I was a kid, used to always think, I used to actually wear the jersey. My favorite team's Inter, but I wear the jersey because I wanted to play for that team because I knew that they had the best system for the youth system. So
that's hard though. If you're an Inter fan and you got to
know.
play for AC, you're in the same city too, right?
I know, they share the
That's rough.
stadium too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, okay.
It was awesome. Yeah, and there was a picture that I posted for my birthday a couple years back, and I remember blowing out the candles, and I had my AC Milan jersey, and I thought of it, and I found it, and I posted it on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, it was actually, and then it happened, and then I remember Gianpaolo Montesano, my agent, he commented, he's like, yeah, you're an awesome player. I don't know why you came back to Toronto. So, but yeah, it was a really good experience.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. It really means the world to me.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Thanks for all the advice.
Happy to help.
Keep doing what you're doing, and if you need any help from my end, I got your back.
I appreciate you, dude.
Whatever it is, man.
I love it.
Thank you
I
so
love it.
much.
Cool.
Thank you.
If you have a podcast or interview show and want me to be a guest on it, I have two options for you. There's a link right there next to me. Go click it, and I look forward to being a guest on your show.